Hi, I'm Amy Taylor Alpers.
And I'm Rachel Taylor Siegel from the Pilates Center in Boulder, Colorado. And we are very excited to introduce you to our new Centerline Reformer.
Yes, and we wanted to show you what our inspiration was. This is an original piece designed and built by Joe Pilates. And once we knew we could measure that meticulously, we knew we could build the reformer we've always wanted. So we spent hours and hours and hours figuring out exactly the dimensions of this old reformer and making sure that this new one absolutely fit that bill. We have tweaked almost everything on it, and we've really beta tested this reformer for, it's been under construction for a couple years, and we've been using it very intensely in our studio for over a year now, and just loving it. So we're very happy about this. This is our exciting piece. So we're going to give you a tour, give you some of the distinctions of this, and specifically what's so amazing about it is that it's going to facilitate the classical work. It's going to enable that you move freely, that you move smoothly, that you don't have to stop. The transitions are incredibly easy to make. There's no noise. There's no extra bells and whistles. It's just the clean, simple, pure piece with all the right things that you need to perform the entire repertoire on this piece without ever having to stop. This piece will do that for you. So we'll start at this end. We're going to talk a little bit about the foot bar. The specs, which were really specific, we really needed to get them right, was the distance between the shoulder block and the foot bar. So that when you lay down, you put your feet on the foot bar, it's just where it's supposed to be. Also, the height of the foot bar was very important to us, and we really used these specifications over here. For the classical work, you need the foot bar to be able to move quite easily. So we wanted that to be quite loose so you could move it with your hands, and more importantly, maybe you can easily change it with your feet. We went with this, we really appreciated this long foot bar, which has, again, that round and very comfortable hand and foot cushion.
Even for the outside edges of it?
Right, yeah. Right, so we had the foot bar beveled so that it's not sharp. It's very comfortable for the foot. And then looking at the spring bar itself, right, where the springs are attached, a couple of the nice features are that the bar itself doesn't pivot, so the springs don't run into the danger of coming unhooked when you don't want that to happen. It's very easy to move. There are the 3 standard gears as the original equipment had, and 4 springs. And we went with 2 green and 2 red of the balance body springs because that basically comes out about equal to that original classical tension that we were trained under and really appreciated. But we did go ahead and elect to add a 5th spring, which really would be just used as an alternate one. So you have more choices than we originally had in terms of spring tension to work with, and especially that blue one is very nice for a lot of the side arms for some of the women who really haven't developed the upper body strength for some of this work yet.
The carriage curved, front curve.
Yes, right. So the front edge of the carriage is a nice soft curve for holding on in stomach massage, for instance.
The distance from the shoulder block to the edge of the carriage was very important to us as well.
Right.
And then the upholstery of the carriage and the quality, resilience of the upholstery, and how when you lay on it, you don't sit up on top of it, almost as if you could slide right off, and you're not being sucked down into it, but you are coming, like marrying in the middle between the two of you, and so when your belly pulls in to move the carriage, or your feet ground to move the carriage, you and the carriage are definitely united in that effort. So gives you a very full body experience right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And in addition, the shoulder blocks are the curved blocks, which again we took from
mimics,
Joe's old reformer, and allows you to nestle your shoulders in without getting them stuck there, and gives you reference for them for when you do exercises like overhead or short spine, so that you can feel where you are and have that reference for it, no matter where the exercise takes you. And in addition, the shoulder blocks are flush with the carriage and in a great relationship with the headrest, which is also flush to the carriage, so that the head and the neck lay in really beautiful alignment, allowing you to release what should be released and access what you need to access right from the very beginning of your inhale.
It was almost maybe one of the most important things was that we get those specs right, because Romano was very, very clear that the neck needed to be supported exactly right. And so it was so wonderful to be able to really measure that and get it the way we want it, because that's so key to your being able to breathe, being able to connect to your center, being comfortable and able to continue to move without any stress. So that was very important to us. Also, the fact that when we come to the short box, that it sits on the frame, it doesn't wobble at all, and that very important was that the short box be exactly the right specs, because for the classical work, that box is so key for when you're lying on it on your belly, for when you're sitting on it. It has to be the right size, connect with the foot strap correctly, or you won't be able to really move through the classical work as easily.
The straps and the handles have several unique qualities about them, and we worked very hard to make that be the case. So the size of the handle and the fluidity with which the handle can move around for exercises like rowings and backstroke, and not get caught on itself. And in addition, how easy it is to slide it through for exercises like short spine, so that you don't have to spend time taking the handle off to get it out of your way. In addition, we made the wheels a little further apart, so that when you're doing exercises like the 100 or the overhead, your shoulders are in line better with the handle and with the strap, so it feeds really well. Which
was also something that we measured off of the old Reformer, because you really do need that width so that the strap clears the shoulder blocks as well, but also, more importantly, so that that pull is directly through the equipment. No diagonal lines or stresses on any of that. Yep. So that was key for us.
That was great. And because we're using really wonderful, great, high-quality leather in the straps, we all know as teachers that as we use it more and more and it becomes softer, it will stretch. And so what we have accommodated that, how we have accommodated that, is that underneath the carriage is a piece of strapping with a buckle, so that instead of having to accommodate yourself by taking in specific holes that are certain already distance apart, you can keep the straps not only in relationship to one another, the same length, but also in relationship to where they should be with the shoulder blocks, the same length, even if one stretches faster than the other, and that's really easily done underneath the carriage.
Right, so it allows for even like micro nuances of adjustments for the length of the strap as it grows over time. It can't be shortened. It's a simple, original, classical idea. It's one strap length, simple handle. The handle, as Rachel said, it pivots nicely, and it also is designed so that it's not going to create that rub on your forearm, which some handles do because of their size and because of the stiffness of the leather or other materials. So that was something we worked out over a number of months, trying to get that exactly the way we wanted it.
Wheels, the wheels on the carriage.
The wheels on the carriage
have been specifically engineered so that they are textured enough that they ride along the runners, creating enough friction that as you move, you and the carriage, you feel the runners and the wheels as Joe meant you to feel them, as part and parcel of the experience of the exercise, and therefore you're going to build a lot more strength, both on the way out and the way in on every single exercise. So that's a really wonderful difference to the Centerline Reformer too.
Because the classical equipment had just a little more drag. It wasn't quite so slippery. And sometimes with the slipperier springs, you end up having to really hold yourself. And in this case, then the wheels and the spring can help. And that, again, also facilitates the breath, not overworking, not underworking, but maintaining that really supple fluidity that we're looking for. So hopefully you're going to love this Reformer, too. I think it's exactly what the industry's been craving. And we're really, really excited to share it with you.